Hey there, fellow Factorians, or should I say, fellow dwellers of the Rim. Yes, Owner is here with a brand new Let's Play, and we are going to learn to play Rimworld. Yes, it's a new year, so I thought, time for a new game. We've got a whole heap of Factorio content up on the page, and I thought, well, I've always wanted to beat Rimworld, beat in inverted commas, but I've never got to building the spaceship. So I think I put about 100 hours into Rimworld when it came out at the start of 2019, when it was released in version 1.0, and I played it for, I don't know, a month or two, and then I've just been playing it on and off for a little bit, but I thought now's a good time to start a new colony, and we are in absolute vanilla, so I don't think I've played absolute vanilla for at least a year, but here we are. We're going to give it a go, and we are going to start with the default Crashlanded Cassandra Classic on medium, and of course we're going to go commitment mode, because losing people is not the end of the world, although losing everyone is a bit of a problem. Now we'll stick with medium. I've played a few on rough, and it is fun, but you can get a situation that can hit you if you're not prepared, which I'm only learning, so often I'm not prepared. We're just going to hit random a few times until we get a cool name. Fearful seems a bit scary. Grace, Tiger, Bush, Top Hat. Oh, there we go, that sounds pretty good. Alright, we're going to random-ish. I don't want to do any deserts or tundras or anything like that, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm not going to try and get like full grow zone. What do we got? 20 out of 60 days. Boreal forest. Yeah, let's give it a go. That's not a whole lot of growing time. Maybe we'll go for something a little bit better. Year-round in the desert. Tropical rainforest, year-round growing. I think year-round is it's too easy. Here we go. Half a year of growing. We're in a temperate forest. Let's zoom in and see. We don't have. We've got some bad guys here. Then, yeah, we don't have a whole heap of people. We are on a river, which I'm not a huge fan. Lack of hills is a problem. Let's go over here. Let's get some small hills. Is that small hills? Large hills. I do like being near the road. Mountainous. Let's go with small hills. Small hills. 30 of 60 days. Seems pretty legitimate. There is the details if you care to play along. And next up, we are going to pick our characters. Now, we'll see if we can make do with what we've got here. This guy is incapable of violence, so yeah, you're out. This guy, yeah, looks pretty decent. Doesn't have any of the main things I'm after, which is construction, mining, plants. Yeah, not a amazing person, but it's possible doer. Capable of social isn't too bad. Great with animals and crafting, has good. Mining has a little bit of a passion. Ambrosia addiction is going to be annoying because I'm not going to have any ambrosia, but yeah, that could be a doer. Capable of cooking and plants. Lots of other stuff that we don't necessarily need. Ah yes, just a quick stop off for my daughter to complain about having bad dreams, even though she's wide awake. Alright, where are we? Yes, so this guy has mining, animals, and artistic. That's actually a really good one. Capable of caring. It's not the worst. Alright, who else we got? You're pretty garbage at everything. Dumb labour is like a really bad thing not to be able to do. Capable of cleaning isn't fantastic either. A really good crafting and construction. Yeah, you're definitely in there. Crafting and construction is good. You're incapable of lots of things, and incapable of violence. And your one's really alright. So what do we got? We've got no one good at cooking. That's actually a pretty good mix. We've got some nimble, psychically hypersensitive, sucks a fair bit. But these are the things we do. Teetotaler, abrasive, oh man, and misandrists. Well, this is going to be fun. Okay. You're good at Malay, and we've got a couple guys with guns. Alright. It's you can randomise and get sort of the best pawns you like, but I think some of the fun is how they all interact. So here we are, we have Crashlanded on our way from wherever we're going. Sound seems just a little bit loud. Let me just drop that down a wee bit. Somewhere out there. Alright. So first things first, let's go and have a look at what we've got. Alright, let's pause it. Spacebar to pause. So, orders. Can we unforbid all items, please? Thank you. So right-clicking brings up some extra menus. So we've got, these are all our things that our pawns can do. Zones we'll get into later. Structures are your buildings. Production are things that make things for you. Furniture speaks for itself, and these other things. Alright, that's in our architect tab, which is where all the building stuff comes. Our work tab, we're going to turn on manual priorities, and you can click to increase the number, make it higher priority, and right click to lower the number to make it less priority. You can also hold down shift and click on the category here, and it'll make them force that as a high thing. Alright, let's just see, we've got a medical skill 3. Okay, you're our doctor. We have a bed rest on 2. Basic is like flicking switches and stuff, which is pretty important, so put that on 1. Wardening is also very important, and we'll make that a 2. Okay, and then the rest of these things will work out as we go. This guy looks like he does everything, so Pi. Pi is going to be doing pretty much everything, which we don't want. We do want to have some other people doing some stuff. Like really, what's Pacer doing? Pacer's bio is Malay, medical, social, and animals. Alright. Let's go back to work. So Pacer, you should be on handle. There you go. That's which have you on. We'll turn handle lower for Ben, even though he's got a higher skill. We've got to give something for these guys to do. There we go. Now let's have a look. Okay, so Pacer is actually our Malay person. So if we give him a ranged weapon for hunting, he's going to get annoyed. But let's get you the knife. All right, Ben and Pi. So Ben's our good shooter. You're going to get the bolt action rifle, and you're going to get the revolver. Now these are the 3 that you always start with. You also start with a pet, and we have a husky. No, an Arctic fox. Who can be trained to haul, which is actually really nice. All right, I'm going to get Ben to. I'm going to hold down shift. So if this is the first time you played Rimworld or haven't played it before, right-clicking on an item gives you some options. We can hold down shift to queue up the next action. So Ben's going to go grab this rifle, hold down shift, right-click, force wear vest, and then you'll pick up the rifle and wear the vest. But we don't actually want him to do that, so let's just get him to. Sorry, I've got to draft him to stop him. There we go. We'll just get him the rifle, and I think Pacer. Were you our Malay? Yes. So you're going to wear the flak vest. You're probably going to get shot a lot at the front. We'll also get you to wear the helmet, and maybe we'll give Ben some flak pants just for the sake of it. All right. There we go. So first things first, we need to pick a place where our base is going to be. We have a fairly open area here. It looks pretty standard. I think this is the area we want to build in, because we can kind of early on build some defenses around here, and we'll get to all that. So first things first, we need to make a storage zone. So we go into zones, stockpile zone. We're going to stockpile stuff here for now. And we'll go sort of maybe 10 by 10. That'll do for now. And we're going to put it in a building. Otherwise things go off. So put buildings around it, and obviously we need some doors. So let's pop some doors like so. There we go. All right. And then once that's all built, they will build a roof. Now we're going to need to cut down some trees for that wood. So we've made it all out of a wooden wall. If I left click here, we can actually change what it's made out of, but we don't have any materials for that. So back to architect orders. We want to have chop some wood, and we can just drag a big square over in this local area, and we'll chop all that wood, and that'll give our guys that have some wood cutting, plant cut, something to do. We'll put that on a 4. Cut plants, harvesting. Yeah, that's probably don't want this guy harvesting because he's going to be pretty rubbish. So that was our work pane. So while they're doing that, we'll go through some of these other panes. This is their schedule. As you can see, here's the code here. So they do anything during the day and they sleep during the night. I like to do this. So they go to sleep here, and then whenever they wake up, they can do it if they like. You can also set areas where they're allowed, which we might come into later on. Here is their outfits. You can change what they're allowed to wear. You can change the type of food they're allowed to eat. And you can change the drugs they're allowed to take. Now Ben, because he is a teetotaler, he cannot have any alcohol. That's all right. Animals tab. So this is our pet that we've got. Mariachi, the Arctic fox who is bonded to Ben. So Ben is the master. We are getting haul. Looks like it's already trained to haul. Excellent. You can restrict the area of this, which again we'll get into later. This is all the animals that are on the map, the wild animals. We can hunt some of these. This percentage over here is the chance that they will fight back. So, for instance, we can hunt these turkeys, and they will not fight back. To hunt them, it is this first one. So we're just going to turn on a few turkey hunts. And what we'll do straight away is... Now, where are we? Where am I looking in production? Gotta find temperature. Here we go. Campfire. There we go. So we can make a campfire and we can cook some meats if we want. Later on, we'll make some actual cooking stuff. But first things first, let's get this up and sorted. We can also speed up the game, so we're playing on speed 1, then we can go speed 2, and obviously triple speed. So we want this done up first, and then the turkeys. So there's our campfire done. Let's go back to normal speed. Clicking on here, we have the bills, which is for everything that makes productions. We can do different stuff. So we're going to cook simple meals. The default is do this many times. Clicking on do X times changes to an option. Do until you have 10. Alright. So we are going to have that as a thing. Now here we go, we've got some berries. So we are going to harvest those berries. Now the other thing we need is a zone for dead bodies. So a dumping stockpile will allow us to put rocks and dead bodies there. Which is lovely, yes. And that will allow us to, our hunter to collect the turkeys that they eventually shoot. I mean, this guy's still very healthy. So, over here we've got some things we need to make beds for the colonists, and we need recreation. Recreation, the default is always a horseshoe. I'm going to throw the horseshoe over there. We'll get around to making that at some point. What's Pacer doing? Relaxing socially at the campfire. Lovely. Alright, there we go. We've built the walls. Diagonals actually count as a fully enclosed, so they're now building the roof. You've got to cut those trees down. You can't have trees inside a roof. But that means that now our stuff is indoors, so it will actually not deteriorate. See how these are deteriorating. Food will still deteriorate, but packaged meals take a while. Alright, well, that is the first part. Next thing we need is some bedrooms. So let's just drop it back to real time. The shortcut for that, and the fairly classic room that I like to make is 5 by 5. So it's actually a wall 7 wide. 7 wide. There we go. And that is a bedroom. And in that bedroom we have some furniture, a bed. Yes. And now with this we can rotate with Q and E. and so we can get our bed facing the way we want it to. We'll put a dresser down here. Dressers give a small comfort bonus, which just increases the mood, and mood is kind of the resource that you want to be focusing on here. We also want to have a end table, so they can put their dentures there. All right, now we're going to build a few of these because we have 3 people. Now this is where mods come in, because you can get some mods, of course, that do things like allowing you to copy these, which is really super handy. You can, I think the blueprint mod is the one I'm thinking of, but we're just going to do these. Now we don't have necessarily the best the best construction people, but that's okay. They'll just keep going. Well, when they build it, we'll see the quality that it comes out at, and if it's too terrible, well, we'll sort it out then. All right. We need a butcher's table so that we can actually butcher our meat. All right, there we go. Let's pop that over here. Outdoor, yeah, there's a work speed penalty, but that is fine. That just needs wood, so that's actually pretty good. Who is our constructor? We only have 1 at the moment, so let's turn Ben. His construction is 3, but he doesn't have any passion for it. So if this is your first time playing, if we have a look at the skills here, you'll see these little fire. These are passions. So someone with no passion learns at 35% of the rate. Someone with a single level of passion learns at 100% of the rate, the normal rate, so the XP that you get just by doing it. And someone with double passion learns at 150%. So in the case of our constructors here, this guy has a skill level 3, and this guy's a skill level 10, but he has a one level of passion. Whoops. And that means that he'll actually learn even faster. So that's pretty good. Let's speed this up so they can wake up when they're ready, and they can get started making some beds. But what I do want to do first is get you to wake up and actually prioritize working on that butcher's table so we can start butchering things, and then we can start making some simple meals. And it looks like I harvested the berries. Did I harvest the berries? No, I didn't. I must have harvested some and then someone ate them. That's all right. Here we go. So that is getting built, and now we can add a bill that is butcher a creature, and we're just going to do that forever. If there's a creature available, butcher it. There we go. We get meat, and we also get a little bit of leather, or in this case, bird skin. But there is our first meal, and I'm actually going to change this down to let's go with 5. So I don't want to make too much because we don't have refrigeration yet, meaning that is actually not going to be done. So Pie is our cook and our constructor. Yeah, that's not ideal, but now that they've done all the 5 meals, they'll be able to start building for us. And we'll just keep going with the full speed, so they can get this bedrooms up and running. As I said, we've got a good quality dresser, which is nice. Comfort plus 0.5. If the quality is lower, it actually changes that value. If the quality is higher, you can get better. There's poor, normal, good, excellent, and masterwork. The different levels. The higher the level, the better the mood that they get. And speaking of mood, we can have a look now in our needs column. This is their mood. So if it drops below this first bar, there's a chance that they will go crazy. If it drops below this second bar, there's a very high chance they'll go crazy. And if it drops down here, they will definitely go crazy. And these are the numbers that affect it. All the different things, as you can see, ate without a table, slept on the ground, soaking wet. Yeah, that's because we haven't got beds. Essentially, slept outside, slept on the ground. Once we get the beds, great. But they all start with very low expectations to allow you to actually build up your base early on. And that is a fine thing. Now, the other thing to look at is temperature. So we are in an area that doesn't have growing during winter. So it's going to be cold. So we are going to, at some point, need to get some warm stuff. So we are probably going to need to hunt something that has a little bit better... there we go. Some alpacas, that's it. Let's get rid of a couple of males. Sorry, it's way too many males, doesn't it? And we'll thin the herd a bit. And that'll give us some leathers that we can turn into clothing at some point in the future. But for now, we need to make sure that this gets constructed. One of the easy things to do in Rimworld and get a bit lost is to queue up just so much construction, and then they kind of work on a bit of everything, and nothing gets done. But what I do need to do is pop a grow zone down here, because I think that looks like some rich soil. That sounds like, yep, there we go. That's a warg. That is a predator. Alright, we're going to shrink that zone, and then I'm going to add another grow zone next to it. No, oh gosh, I always do that. Shrink that zone there. Click away, architect, growing zone, and there we go. Okay. So this one we will grow some potatoes, sure, and this one I'm actually going to try and grow some cotton. Get that early on so we can actually create some clothing sooner rather than later. Alright, we have an alpaca, so once our cook, which I think is Pie, wakes up, and of course Pie, the master builder, is the last one to make it. So let's have a look at your normal bed, good table, good pour. Okay, here we go. So the quality pour actually affects the sleep. Oh, we had a visitor that I didn't pay any attention to. We don't have any money to trade, so that's okay. All right, we have finally gone and got big enough that they have given us a name. So this is our faction. We can be called the Orderly Pact of Orderly Pact of Onerous, and this little town is going to be called Atville. That sounds pretty nice. All right. Now let's turn that visitor off. Right click to dismiss a problem. Alright, so we got basics, so that campfire will get some wood. There we go. Stocking that is a basic job. Not that we need it right now because we have our meals sorted. Where are our meals in here? Up there we go. Okay, we've got 3. There we go, making some more meals. Bit of berry and meat. I'm not sure what kind of meal that is, but yeah. Hopefully you enjoy it. Alright, I think Pie needs to have construction put a little bit higher than cooking. Because we don't want you butchering all the animals. We're going to turn cooking on for Pacer, I think. And that'll give them something to do. Him, her, her. We got Pacer, Ben, and Pie. So Pacer is female. Alright, we have a mad hare. This is our first event. Clicking on it tells us what it is. A local hare has gone mad. We can go jump to a location to show us where that hare is. But what we want to do now is we want to fight the hare. So let's drag over all our characters, and that'll select them all, and hit R to draft, and that puts them in fighting mode. And this is our hare here, so we are going to get them to stand somewhere like this. Now Pacer has our melee weapon, so her being up front is actually pretty good. There we go. Alright, nice and easy. We'll get her to finish off the hair, and then Pi and Ben can go back to their duties. Now, in that battle, Pacer has had an injury, and it is a bruise, which is pretty fine. Hit F to allow that, unforbid. That is dead, so now we'll be able to eat that. But in here, under the health tab, this tells our injuries, and as you can see, a little pain, which makes some discomfort, but nothing really bad actually happened, so that's alright. Now, let's check out our mariachi. I just wanted to bonded to Ben, so we should probably put a little bed for that animal in Ben's room. Animal sleeping spot at the foot of his bed. That'll be nice. Alright. And we can't assign that. Oh, that must be a modded thing that I've had before. Alright. Hopefully now our Arcu Fox will sleep there. Alright, the bedrooms are finished. Next up, we want to start working on an area for production. So we're going to need another building, and this one we're going to make, let me just think about this. We want to have sort of that big, and that big, and then I'll make it 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, there we go, alright. And the reasons for this will become obvious once we see some other things. Alright. There we go. And there we go. Alright. Lots of stuff going on there. No, I don't want that there. That was a misclick. Alright. Doors. No, that was not doors, that was a wall. There we go. Door there, door there, door there, door there. And we'll pop a wall there. Alright. So this is going to be our production area. And the next thing we want is a food and dining hall area. So I'm going to do that over here. Food poisoning, great. Alright, we're going to make this, say, 11 wide. And 5 deep. Yep, that seems pretty nice. Alright, nothing too outrageous. Let's pop a door here. And I'll want another door here later on, and we'll get to that as we come. All these little things that you kind of learn over time, but we're going to give them a table because they are sick of eating dinner without a table. And we'll even pop a couple of chairs there because we're good people. And then what we want is a fueled stove. Pop that down. Timberwolf, self-tamed. How interesting. This can sometimes happen. Animals just joined your crew, and we can train the Timberwolf to haul. So I'm going to do that. Hauling means they'll do some carrying jobs for us, which is really nice. All right, so our fueled stove is built. We can now copy this build, which is cook simple meals, and we can paste it here. And there we go. We actually no longer need this campfire, so we can deconstruct it. Which makes the place look a little bit dark and sad, doesn't it? But we will now be doing all our cooking over here in the fueled stove. And the next thing we want to do is put in a bit of food storage. Just like that. We are going to need defenses. Okay, summer is coming up. Yep, crops won't grow in the winter, so we'll have to also make some parkas, or we'll freeze when we step outside coming in. So that is telling us to prepare for winter, which is coming, and we are very much unprepared at this point in time. What we can try and do is we could try and tame some of these alpacas. Now, taming is the other option. So hunting is kill them and take their carcasses back. Taming makes them work for you. And let's just go with those two, and we'll kill the other one. Because a poor lone alpaca by himself in the wild's probably not having much fun. Alright, I just saw there is a little bit more Oh, well, we can put something else in there. Let's claim that for some heal root, which we'll need later on for medicine. Okay, our construction is coming along very slowly. Looks like we're out of wood. Let's mark some more stuff. The meat. We lost the meat. Yes, that's okay. Let's chop some more wood around here. Let's drag it around in the local area. Alrighty. That's looking right. And our fuel stove is now fueled. We can cook. Okay, here we go. Pause. This is our first raid. They are attacking immediately. Jump to location. We see it is a single dude, a male drifter, Agamir, and they are armed with a paw steel knife. Alright, they're also attacking immediately. So let's get everyone and let's draft them. Hit R to draft. Right click them to move them up here. Oh, that guy is much quicker than us. Let's reassess. Alright, so what we want is a bit of a formation with Pacer at the front. There we go, alright. Looks like he's coming around this side, so let's Pacer move over to here. If they stand here, they'll be able to shoot over his shoulder. Alright, and here we go. The fight is on. Voila. Alright, so now, as we see this exclamation mark, he's actually not dead, he's just been knocked out. So this means that we have a chance to recruit him if he is decent. So we can have a look at his bio. Great shooting, good cook, capable of none, loves drugs, and doesn't want any artificial body parts. That's okay, he's actually really good. So what we're going to do is we are going to find a room that we can put a prisoner in, and sadly Pi, it's going to be your room, so we can mark this one as for a prisoner. Let's build another bed here, but in the meantime let's let Pi have a ground sleeping. Sorry Pi. Alright, so now we have a prisoner bed. Where are our pawns? Here we go. We can now capture this. So let's undraft these guys. Let's allow that. Let's get you to haul that knife. Might be able to sell it. Let's get you to capture that person. Hang on. Capture. There we go. All right. So now this person will get taken to our base, into our prisoner room, and yes, hopefully we'll be able to recruit them and have a additional member of our little base here coming in. More alpaca meat has rotted away. Alright, we obviously killed too many alpacas. Let's make another bedroom. Construction botched. Lovely. Alright, let's have a look at this guy. Let's go prisoner. So recruitment difficulty 55%. Nice. Recruitment resistance 17. So we can certainly try and recruit this person. The other options are obviously to kill him, get rid of him, just reduce without recruiting. I'm not sure why you do that. It's probably just train your social skills. Yeah, Pi sleeping on the ground. Alright, well, that's actually a really good spot to leave it here. That is the very first episode of our Rimworld playthrough. I am going to try and launch a spaceship with this. I've never done it before, and we're going to give it a go. There we go. Just a notification saying that the Sheriff Agamir is now capable of walking. Fantastic. You're also a prisoner, so don't walk too far. Alrighty. Do let me know what you think of the new Rimworld series, and if you've never played before, hopefully we can both learn a thing or two as we go. And if you're a seasoned pro at Rimworld, do drop in the comments below any little tips you've got, especially for vanilla, because gosh, I don't see too much vanilla Rimworld, and I mean there's a good reason for it. The mods are absolutely amazing, and if we keep playing Rimworld, we'll definitely get into mods. There is a Star Wars mod, which I'm pretty excited about. Get to build lightsabers, yes, that's very cool. But first of all, we just want to learn the basics, and we're going to do that with a complete vanilla run-through, and hopefully launching a spaceship to get us off this forsaken land. Alright, well, that's it. That's all I've got to say. Comments down below, and I'll see you tomorrow for Factoid.